Right guys, so today we're going to looking at the difference between our hypothesis and our prediction. So you could be asked to write hypothesis or prediction for one of your 20 SPAs, or maybe a made up experiment in a little blurb in the exam paper. So what is the difference between the two? So your hypothesis, as I've written here, is an educated guess based on observation. So what you observe, you're making an educated guess on what could be the problem, how you're going to find out your solution. You come up with an educated guess, and that is your hypothesis. Okay, so and then your prediction is, if your hypothesis is correct, what would you expect to happen? Okay, so when you're writing your prediction, you're usually starting off, if something occurs, then this is the expected result we're going to get. So your hypothesis, plain simple language, is just your educated guess. Your prediction is your expected outcome if your hypothesis is correct or true. So in this example here, we're looking at, we have some pale yellow grass here. Our hypothesis is going to be that the crop must be suffering from a nitrogen deficiency. Okay, how are we going to fix that nitrogen deficiency? We're going to spread fertilizer. Okay, more than likely it's going to be a straight fertilizer such as your CAN or your urea, or it could be a compound fertilizer such as your 18612, that are going to be all high in nitrogen, if that is the problem. So we're going to spread nitrogen fertilizer, see if we get a positive result. Our prediction is, if the nitrogen fertilizer is added to the land, then we will get an improved plant growth and dark green foliage. So basically, we have pale yellow leaves here in the field. We think our educated guess says that the crop is deficient in nitrogen. If we spread nitrogen fertilizer on the land, we expect to get dark green foliage with an improved crop yield, improved DM, improved overall growth. Okay. Then on to our next example here. Our observation, farmer observes that we have our ewe lame in the field. Okay, so down on its two front legs there, trying to graze, not able to move around the field. If the ewe was even pregnant or expecting lambs, it could suffer from twin lambs disease. Okay, so our educated guess, looking out in the field there, is that the ewe must have foot rot. If the ewe has foot rot, what is the treatment? The treatment is to walk your ewe through a footbath that contains copper sulfate. Okay, our prediction for that experiment is, if the ewe is put through a footbath containing copper sulfate, the ewe won't be lame in a few days' time. Okay, so again, our educated guess here is our hypothesis. From looking at the ewe lame in the field, we can guess that the ewe has foot rot. If we walk our ewe through a footbath that contains her copper sulfate, in a few days' time, hopefully our prediction is that she won't be lame anymore. However, if the ewe continues to be lame, then our hypothesis has been wrong. We reject our hypothesis and we come up with another educated guess that she needs to have her hooves paired, and we'll try that solution. And then our prediction again, if the ewe's hooves are paired back, in a few days' time she won't be lame. So you keep going, you keep coming up with your hypothesis until you get your desired solution, or until you get your prediction correct. So that is the main difference between your hypothesis and your prediction. Hypothesis, educated guess based on your observations. Your prediction is your expected outcome if your hypothesis is true or correct.